Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a really powerful idea. What if having money, really having financial freedom, has less to do with how much you earn and everything to do with a few simple rules you live by every single day? Let's get into it.
You've seen this, right? It's a total paradox. The person with the six-figure job who's always stressed about bills, and then the person with a totally normal salary who seems, well, completely secure. A lot of people just assume it's luck or maybe an inheritance. But the real answer, it's something else entirely. And there it is. That's the heart of what we're talking about today. See, financial success isn't some random accident. It's a system. It's built on a foundation of disciplined habits that, over time, just quietly multiply your money no matter what your paycheck looks like.
So, this brings us to what you could call the money paradox. The real issue isn't the number on your paycheck. It's all the hidden, complex habits in your daily life that are quietly working against you without you even realizing it.
Okay, so before you can start building anything, you have to clear the ground first, right? So this first set of rules is all about creating a focused environment, both in your head and in your home, where good financial decisions can actually start to happen.
It really boils down to three key things. First, you got to strip away all that financial noise that's just draining your bank account. Then it's about owning your morning to get your mindset right for the day. And finally, simplifying your physical space, because a calm space helps create a calm mind.
And that financial noise, it has a very real cost. Just think about this number, $500. That's how much the average person wastes on forgotten subscriptions and free trials every single year. That's your money, your wealth, just quietly leaking away.
This really shows you the power of mindset. This teacher didn't get a pay raise. He didn't win the lottery. He just changed his morning routine. By starting his day with focus instead of chaos, he stopped making those little impulsive money mistakes. And that one simple shift, it changed everything for him.
All right, so once you've cleared out all that clutter, the next phase is all about building active, conscious discipline. These are the rules that force you to just pause for a second and think before you act.
And this right here is the fundamental shift in thinking. Reactive spending is all about emotion. You're bored, you're stressed, you see something shiny. But minimalist spending, it's driven by purpose. It all starts with one simple question. What problem does this purchase actually solve for me? So how do you actually do that? Well, you use a system. First, for any non-essential purchase, just write it down and wait. Seriously, just the act of writing it down and giving it some time makes that "I need it now" feeling fade. For bigger stuff, use the 30-day rule. If you still really want it a month later, okay, maybe consider it. And finally, the big one. Always ask, does this purchase get me any closer to one of my 3 big life goals for the year?
But now, here's the thing. This is where it all changes. Most people can follow these rules for a little while. They've got the best intentions, they try really hard, but then life happens, right? And they fall right back into their old habits. So what's the missing piece? What gives?
This is it. This is the absolute game changer. It's the one rule that makes all the other rules actually stick. It's the huge shift from hoping you'll have the discipline to build wealth to building a machine that does it for you automatically.
Because let's be honest with ourselves, we can't rely on our feelings. Willpower is, well, it's totally overrated and unreliable. We all have days where we're tired, or stressed, or just don't care. Any financial plan that depends on you feeling motivated every single day is, frankly, designed to fail.
And that is where automation comes in. It's so simple, it's brilliant. You set up automatic transfers so that the second your paycheck hits your account, a piece of it is automatically sent to your savings, to your investments, to your bills. You pay your future self first before you even get a chance to think about spending it.
Let's look at a real-world example of how powerful this is. And this isn't about being some financial wizard. This is just about building a simple machine and then letting it run.
So it all started with one small, totally manageable action. A woman, when she was 25, set up an automatic transfer. Just $200 from every paycheck went straight into a low-cost index fund. She never saw it, she never had to think about it, she never touched it.
Now, she didn't try to time the market. She didn't obsessively check her portfolio every day. Nope, she just let the system do its job quietly in the background for 10 straight years while she just went on living her life.
And the result? After a decade of doing nothing, that invisible automatic $200 transfer had grown to over $40,000. That is the incredible power of a system. It works for you even when you're not paying attention. This is the key to why automation works when everything else fails. It takes daily temptation and decision-making right out of the equation. The right choice is made for you automatically every single time. You build a machine once, and it just works for you for decades to come.
Okay, so once your automation machine is up and running, the final set of habits are all about protecting that system and optimizing it for the long haul. This is where you really shift your mindset from short-term costs to long-term value.
Just take this simple example of work boots. Buying a cheap $80 pair every year feels like you're saving money, right? But over a decade, you've spent nearly $1,000. A single quality pair that lasts might cost $400 up front, but saves you over $500 in the long run. And this applies to everything: clothes, tools, electronics. Investing in quality actually reduces your costs over time.
So, after all these rules and systems, what is the actual goal here? What are we working towards? It's not just about having a bigger number in your bank account. It's about something way more valuable than that.
And that, right there, is what this all comes down to. Real wealth isn't about having more stuff. It's about having more options. The option to walk away from a job you hate. The option to handle a medical emergency without panicking. The freedom to design your own life. That quiet confidence, that's the real prize.
So, look, here's the bottom line. This isn't just some interesting theory, it's a call to action. You don't have to follow all 15 rules tomorrow. Just start with the one that powers all the others: automation. So ask yourself, what is the very first automatic transfer you are going to set up to start paying your future self?